I've bought a bike and I'm about to go get it. And this bike is for the electric bike project I'm working on. It's a perfect donor bike. But before I do that, I've just got to drop this bike back to a customer.
How are we, mate?
Bit of a weird place to find, isn't it?
It is hard to find. Good.
Can I have white coffee, please?
This lot needs cleaning up and putting back together. That's the job for tomorrow. So some of you may have guessed, this is a Duke, a 390 or a 125 Duke. They share the same chassis, they just swap out the engines. And why does this make a perfect donor bike for an electric motorcycle? Well, to start with, it's lightweight, and that's a big factor in electric motorcycle efficiency. The second thing is we know that the actual frame and chassis can handle the size of the motor I'm putting in because it has a 125 and a 390 motor from factory. Also, another big bonus is the fact that it's steel framed. This means if I've got to do any adaptations to get the battery or the motor to fit, it's going to be far easier with a steel frame than it is with an alley frame if I ever need to weld brackets or mounts on. Let's get this cleaned up. That's a bit cleaner. I'm not going to get filthy every time I touch it now. This bike was actually owned by someone who does a lot of moto vlogging, a guy called Jim. KTM Jim, I think is his handle. I'll put a link in the description, but thanks to him for that. He's got a few 100,000 followers, so just go check him out, it's quite cool. But yeah, this bike now needs to go back together and I can get it into a rolling chassis. Everything that's missing on this bike, I'm almost starting to regret getting this. It came without an engine, which was a massive bonus because that had been blown up, so I thought it'd be perfect for this project. But there is so many little bits and pieces missing, it's going to be a nightmare. After having a brew, it's not that bad. I know there's lots of little bits and pieces to get hold of, but I can do that at a later date, and I've still got the rolling chassis as it sits that I can size up for the motor and the battery mount, which is the important bit for now. So next step is to get on with the battery and get that made.